And welcome back to the We'll Take It From Here podcast. Another week, another episode. However, first, we are going to bring you our show's sponsor, because this episode is brought to you by Honest Supplements. Now, Joe, what's Honest Supplements? Well, let me tell you. In a world that is plagued by new illness outbreak every other day, it's important to keep your body performing at its best with the right vitamins and supplements. However, these products can get expensive, especially with rising prices all around us. Honest Supplements has resolved that problem. They mark up all products by just $1, saving their members an average of 50% per product. Yes, that means that the protein you're paying $60 for is only $30 on their website. They have everything from vitamins, sports supplements, recovery, weight loss, CBD, and so much more. It costs just $10 a month or $99 for the entire year to join the Honest Supplements Club. Timmy and I are both members and can advocate for the amount of money that you will save. And do we also mention that all products are third-party lab tested? Because that's the only true way to prove vitamins and supplements actually contain the ingredients that they claim. Don't wait. Go to Honest Supplements right now to join today and start taking better care of your health. And it's right. If you train jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, or just in the gym, you better be taking Honest Supplements. So go to their website, guys. All right. Now it's time for the show. And we're back, folks. We'll take it from here with Joe and Timmy. This week, you're just getting me. I don't know if there's going to be video for this one. I'm recording on my phone. As you can see, well, if there is video you're seeing, it's just me. Timmy's still in Italy. He's coming back in a couple of days, enjoying his vacation. Or, he would have already been back by the time this drops. Or no, I'm recording this on a Tuesday. So, he is definitely coming back. He's going to be coming back the day this drops. So, that's awesome. He'll already be home. So welcome back, bro. Anyway, solo episode you got me today. I'm just trying to make shift. Like I said, if you see me on the screen, awesome. That means I got the video up. I got it working. He's the one who does all that cool stuff with the editing. I'm more of the audio editing and all that good stuff. I produce the audio and he produces the video. So if I get it up, awesome. Good on me. I know you video people and good editors are probably like, it's really fucking easy. It is. It should be. For me, for some reason, I just don't understand why it's not always the easiest for me. But we're going to change that mindset. So if it's not up and you're just seeing nothing but audio, sorry about that. Anyway, you're going to like it anyway. So, oh man, I've done so many of these. Usually I like to, just talk about stuff that's on my mind. It's Tuesday. Just came home from work. It was a good day. Just relaxing. Not really going to be going to, what's it called? Jiu-jitsu today. Probably Muay Thai. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I am still nursing somewhat an injury, I guess. But I really just don't listen to my body. I mean, I do. This time I did. Strained my my quad. And this time I listened to my body. I took a few weeks off. So it's much better. But, still, I want to get back to where I can run again. And I don't think it's there yet. But anyway, we'll see. It is there. It's already healed. Intention. What do I want to talk about today? I don't know, man. There's so much going on. There's so much I want to talk about. I'm really just annoyed. Not annoyed. I shouldn't say that. I'm over, I don't know, man. Just really there's nothing, I love coming on here with Timmy and getting, our people here. And that's what I really love is talking with someone else and, putting our thoughts out there, having people and guests on and having them share their story or just BSing, having a good chat. I do annoy, what I'm trying to say is I normally like to go off on rants and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be going off on a rant. I'm sort of like annoyed at that. It's still important in the time that we're in. Don't get me wrong. Don't conflate it. I'm not being one of those people who says, let's not talk politics or whatever. And I think it's very important that we do. And I did say that on one episode, I think 4 or 5 episodes ago. It is still important to talk about it because they're trying to play the same bullshit. I just have no energy to talk about it. But as fate will hold, probably will end up touching something this episode. If not, cool. So what do I want to talk about? Well, I had interesting over the weekend. I was watching some YouTube videos, and I have a really random YouTube, feed. A lot of the stuff, obviously, the YouTube follows the algorithms, and the stuff that I like is more so toward the manifestation spirituality. For you religious folk, funny enough, it's the same thing, even though you don't really think it is. It all comes through God, all that good stuff. It's through us, through our souls. It's really all saying the same thing. And I'm religious too, by the way. I just say that because whenever I touch on that, the really hyper religious folks, oh, that's the devil. It's not. But I there was this random video that popped up. I've never looked up this stuff, but it was like, what happens when we die? And it was like the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Bro, I've never read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I have no fucking clue where. Obviously it comes from Tibet, right? That's the Tibetan mountain range in China. That's what I'm assuming. So ancient Chinese, not sure. Don't even know. The ancient Tibetans, I should say. Tibetan Book of the Dead. I got no clue the legitimacy of this stuff, but it got me wondering, right? So the video started out and it was going through like, oh, you know, what if I told you this is what happens when you die, right? This is what really happens when you die, et cetera, et cetera. So long story short, the theory it proposed was actually quite interesting. It was, what if when we die, or they basically say when you die, your soul leaves the body and then it goes into something called the bardo. No clue what that is, but essentially it's just like a middle ground of like space and time. And then what you start doing is you start reliving everything, like old memories, old religious figures, old memories, old stuff that you did, old people you interacted. It starts to like come back to you, right? And you start to relive all your experiences in life. And guys, by the way, if you're, you know, watching this going like, this is completely not what it says. Okay, dude, it's fine. I'm going off this video. Basically, never read the book. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Don't really care. But it was just cool because it was like, at first you're going to see everything that was good, right? All the good stuff and, you know, good, I guess, all the good things and the positive effects you've had. And then it's going to go toward all the bad stuff and all your regrets and all of your, I don't know, sad, mad, bad moments. But what it's basically saying is you spend 49 days in this bardo, and it's not that you're being punished or rewarded, but it's your conscious and it's your soul basically judging itself. And then what happens is you're aware that you have passed on and that you're dead. But then as you start to relive these, call it memories, they become very vivid and very real. So you don't realize anymore that you're dead really, because you're so distracted by that. And the emotions come up. You feel the emotions of all the positivity you've created. You feel the emotions of all the grief you created. And then there's a point where you can either go to the light, and keep in mind, all throughout history, all religions, all people, near-death experiences talk about a light. And then you can either go there, and that's God, and that's the source, and that's like escaping the continuity or repetition of life here on this plane or earth. Or you essentially learn from your life review, you decide to come back. And then if you come back into a different body, a different person, And then you live life. Now, I know there's a lot of people who think everything is completely scripted. So everything that you are doing is already predetermined. I used to believe that. I don't believe that anymore. I've had experiences and practiced conscious manifestation, which is basically just creating the scenarios from your thoughts and your words. So with that, I don't think everything is fixed. I don't think that if you come into this life, maybe you start from a certain point, because let's just say everything from this Tibetan book, that is true. Just saying, hypothetically, maybe you put yourself in a scenario, but it doesn't mean you're stuck there. Right. I don't really know how this works. It could be absolutely bullshit. It was just very interesting. I watched one video on it. It seemed pretty cool. And then I was like, oh, this sort of starts to make sense. Like, what if all those times you thought, like, you meet someone, right? And you know them, but you don't know them. This is the first time you're meeting them, but you have a connection. It's literally like a soul connection. I'm not talking about soulmates, like romantically, but you know that you know this person. It's something is like, you ever feel that? Like, you know that this person and you always say that, I feel like I know you in another life. Then I started to think, I was like, well, what if that's the truth? What if you did know someone in another life? You came back and they came back in their soul, which really, if you think about it, if we all come from God, we all come from God. All the souls are one, right? So we're all one, technically, if you buy into that. What if that's why we know other people? And I started thinking about that. I was like, damn. What the fuck? Because that throws you for a loop. The traditional Christianity, which, by the way, I was raised Christian, Catholic. I have no problem with it. I think all the religions are hitting the nail on its head. I think there is one God. I believe Jesus existed. I believe in God. I believe in an afterlife. Whether it's this Bardo or you go to the light or whatever, escape the never-ending circle of life here in this plane, or it's the traditional you go and eternal life, right? Regardless, I believe there's something after. I don't believe that you lights out and it's literally lights out. I don't believe that. It's just there's way too many things, perfections, imperfections, and really just how life was created, that it wasn't by chance. Someone created it. I believe that someone is God. But, no problem with it. Going back to my point of traditional religion, it's really cool because this video completely throws in for a loop of what you're taught in that traditional Catholicism or like Judaism, Islam, right? Those traditional religions, and I'm not saying that those are wrong. I'm just saying it throws it in for a loop, like which one's right? And that's where I think, that's where when I say everything, I feel like they're all saying the same thing. I believe all religions do stem from God. I believe that there is an afterlife and there is the power of using our mind through our soul, through our subconscious to create. I believe humans corrupted it by creating division. Humans on this plane, which obviously, if we all come from God, then we're part God, right? I don't care what you think. I don't think that's sacrilegious to say. If we, in the traditional sense, are the sons and daughters of God, that means we have God within us. Like, if your soul came from somewhere, right? Like, your soul isn't human. It's not flesh. It's your soul. It came from God, which means we have part of him in us, right? I think all of that's true. I think the teachings are true. I think it's more so trying to show us all religion is not only to be a good person, but the powers that we truly have that are being hidden from us, from those that are really in control in this world. By in control, I mean like the most powerful people. And I think they didn't want us to know that. So I just found it really cool because it sort of, not so much that whole Bardo experience or the whole idea of where you go after you die is resonating, or I should say linking up with me lately with all this path of creating my life with manifestation. But I think it does hold the truth of you're always judging yourself. keep in mind when they said you're in the bardo and you're feeling these emotions of good and evil, you're not being judged by someone, you're being judged by you. But they say it's hard to realize that when you're going through it. Once again, if this is true, we all don't know, right? Because even if it is true, when we came back here, our souls were clean slated. So you can argue all you want. But it really does, it really is our mind that once we learn how to control that, and we're human, we're souls having a human experience that I believe regardless of, guys, we have a soul. Even if you believe in the traditional religion, you have a soul. You have an human experience, right? Even though we are human and each time we're going to have our emotions, we're not robots. We're going to react to things we shouldn't react to. If you really truly learn how to master your mind here, and this is not your traditional mindset talk, because your traditional mindset talk is more like, oh, just be positive or do this or believe in yourself, but no one really knows why the fuck they're saying it, right? It's because your dominant thoughts on a topic will play out in your life. It's not being punished. It's not being rewarded. It's just you. You're in control. If you always think that topic A, let's say scenario A, happens to you and that imprints in your subconscious mind, and you either unconsciously or consciously reaffirm by complaining, thinking, having autopilot thoughts, talking about it, reliving those experiences in your head consistently and repeatedly, more of that's going to play out, right? That's essentially the whole idea behind it. I guess sometimes also things happen randomly. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously you're going to sit here and think, well, Joe, this and this happened to me, and this was a tragic thing happened to me, and I didn't think about it. I didn't think about wanting this to happen to me. And obviously, let's take it. Like if something tragic happens to you, it's not like you asked to have that thing happen, but maybe challenge yourself to think about how your mindset is originally, because growing up, we're conditioned to believe that people want to fuck people over. Obviously, there's good and evil, yes, but all people are bad. People are trying to get one up on you, yada, yada. And this is not even like, this is how we've all been raised, right? This is no like fault of our parents, grandparents, like they didn't know any better. That's how they do it. You got to do the A to get B. All women are this, all men are that. And if you believe it because you're hearing it from people that you trust, then you're going to start to accept it as true. And then if you're always coming from someone who's everything always bad happens to me, everything always bad, etc., and you believe that, well, then bad things are going to happen to you, right? It's no different than when you have two people go into a scenario, maybe whether it be at work, in sports, or in life, same level of experience, but one person picks it up quicker than the other. One person's good, the other isn't. One person sees opportunity, the other person sees failure. And then what gets created? The person sees opportunity. Sure, maybe we'll fail along the way, but then we'll learn to succeed. But the person who only sees failure will rarely, if ever, succeed. Right? If you always go into a topic that you're going to fail something, and I'm not talking about you need to fail to succeed. I'm talking about like nothing goes my way, etc., woe is me bullshit. You're rarely ever going to succeed. At least in that area. Right? So your mindset does have a little bit of all of a determination of how you're going to live your life. Just consciously do it. Do it yourself. Like, what do you have to lose? Even if you think this is bullshit. First of all, by the way, every time I come on here or Timmy comes on here, I can't really speak for Timmy, but I know he said it before. I think he always says trust but verify or whatever. Do what you want with this information, dude. I ain't trying to sell you anything. I ain't trying to fucking convince you. I'm just speaking my mind. And by the way, when I've had people regurgitate word for word back to me things that I said that they were going to say in my head, when I've had scenarios play out exactly how I was said it was going to play out in my head, that was all the confirmation I need. So call me fucking cuckoo, call me whatever you want. Disagree with me. It's your prerogative. I've got enough, more than enough, proof of what has worked for me and what my experiences are, and I've learned from that. So, yeah, man, be in control. And then it's another thing too. This all correlates because I was walking with a friend of mine, and we were talking, and he was like, "Yo, dude," he was talking about how he wants to like maybe getting married early. I was like, "That's awesome, dude. Like, that's great." He's like, "Yeah, but it's too young." And I was like, "Bro, it's fucking too young if you think it's too young. Like, fucking do your own damn thing. You're mid-20s, bro. Yeah, sure, there's this stigma. Okay, fuck everyone's stigma. I don't care about everyone's stigma. Do what you want. If you and her want to do this now and it's what you really want to do and you're not being pressured, do it. If you don't. Like, it's your life, right? Like, once again, back to the mindset here. You get brought up because one generation or two generations did something some way, and hell, maybe they're happy. Awesome. Maybe they're not. Sucks, right? Maybe it worked for some. Awesome. Maybe it didn't work for others. That sucks. But depending on who you speak to, their perspective is going to be given to you. And then you either take their advice or you don't. I told him, I was like, bro, take advice from people you ask advice for. You may disagree with that, but think about it. There are some times where people will give you unsolicited advice, or maybe if you're down and someone comes and says something that you didn't ask them advice for and it works for you. Awesome, dude. That's perfect. Great. Awesome. But sometimes you don't ask, and the advice they give you is shit. Sometimes you ask for advice, they give you that advice, and you resonate with it. You put it into effect, and damn, awesome. I'm happy I asked that person for advice. Sometimes when the person asks you, if you ask for advice and you really contemplate what they said, and you're like, even if it worked for them, that doesn't resonate with me. That's not the way I do my stuff. Then find the way. The point of this show, find the way. Do what you want. Obviously, you can learn from people. Obviously, there's no problem in following in someone's footsteps. To become a leader, you must follow, right? That's another thing. To become a leader, you must follow. How about just fucking do you? Lead by example. You're the only one who's going to tell you if you failed or not. You know deep down inside if you failed or not. Think about all the people who you see their success, you didn't see any of the work that went into it or any of the process that went into it. How many times they failed and how many times people were telling them, hey, bro, it's probably time to quit. Hey, bro, you should give up on that person. They don't want you. How many people here, maybe in a relationship or married, to someone who fucking told them no 50 times? You're married to them now. You're in a relationship with them now. Because you took a different perspective. You approached that rejection a different way. You kept saying in your back of your mind, you knew you'd be with that person. In the back of your mind, the business owner or whatever in your career, sports, whatever, you knew you were going to be successful no matter what happened. We all have the belief that you have to, well, not all, but we all have this belief that you're going to have to, everything is going to be arduous and hard and you're going to learn and you're going to fail. Like, we have that belief. It's been instilled with us, dude. So that's what's going to play out. So some people succumb to that, will quit because it's too hard, not really knowing that what they want is right around the corner if they persist and keep going. Right? So use that to your advantage. All right. I'll do this for a bit. And I'm going to get better at it. But I'm truly going to believe. I'm truly going to make an effort. And not only is it showing up and taking action to make the effort, it's up here. Because you could come in every day, you can go to work, shitty attitude, with no belief in yourself that you're going to succeed and fail. Or you can have the belief that you're going to succeed, tell yourself that you're going to succeed, do whatever you got to do to succeed, and then watch the magic happen, right? Yeah, so do that, man. Do whatever the fuck you want. Stop taking advice from everyone else. And if you want to take advice from them, take advice from them. If you ask for it and you think it's great advice, take advice. That being said, also, what I'm saying here is advice, technically. Take it or leave it, folks. I don't really give a shit. This is my opinion. What else? I usually keep my solos to like 25 minutes. So I was talking about how manifestation and mindset was linking up with the cool video I saw. That's what I wanted to say. I thought it was cool. Well, I mean, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Just let me know what you think. If you think it's a crock of shit, if you think there's legitimacy to it, or what your opinions are. Interested to know. But how that connects with the soul judging itself, which led me to believe, oh, okay, that's connection with how your soul determines and your mindset and you and your consciousness determines your reality here. That connected for me. I'm not saying I now believe in that. So if you're one of these people who thinks this is sacrilegious and I'm going to hell, good for you. I hope you live in a perfect life, bud. So what else? Oh, okay. I want to end on this. Enjoy life. Sure, we're having this human experience, so we have emotions. So we're not always going to be happy. Shit, even though, get out of your, I get it that we've all grown up to know that good things happen, bad things happen. So sometimes bad things are going to happen, but sometimes good things happen. If you really want to practice this, I always get what I want. Great things always happen for me. Yada, yada. Say all those affirmations. Live your life. Don't be afraid. And watch the magic happen. Watch really when you start to take control of your autopilot thoughts and switch them into a positive meaning. And keep going. Don't give up. And don't think it's hocus pocus. If you're going to actually try this, actually fucking try this. Ignore, or I don't even say ignore. How should I say this? Know that your fears are false. In my opinion, the fear of that ego mind telling you something, I'm starting to realize that's the devil. Because the devil doesn't want you to be happy. God wants you to be happy, right? God will allow you to believe in yourself, and God will allow you to live the life you want. The devil's the one saying, dude, take it back. Humble yourself. Maybe it's not for you. This is not how we know that this scenario ever happened. This is how the scenario happened in your past. So this is how it's going to happen again. That's what the devil says. God's like, no. That might have been you because you accepted that in the past. But this is possible. And then you go, okay, it's possible. You're going to experience that. Don't give up. The only way you won't experience that is if you give up. That's the surefire way to not get what the fuck you want is by giving up. And it's not manipulation. It's not control. It's not manipulation. It's not forcing. It's changing the way you view someone or a topic, changing the way you view yourself in that scenario, and changing the way that that topic or person views you. And it's internal. And watch the magic happen. And if you don't believe it, don't do it. But then don't complain about why your life's fucking miserable. But yeah. It's not that serious. Take your life seriously. But my God, let's relax, guys. Like, obviously, there are some shit that's happening. We're in a really weird part of this, I would say, history, where we need to wake up, not only spiritually, religiously, but, common sense wise, because, there are a bunch of evil people out there who are trying to do things, like very bad things, make us miserable. Don't let it happen. No one can make you miserable except yourself. Fuck everyone else. So we need to take that seriously. We need to start coming together as a people instead of being more divided. Yes, I love having political discussions. Yes, I had a political discussion / animated argument. Friendly, of course, because it was amongst friends. We weren't completely in disagreement, but we were in agreement in most things, but not others. And I get animated. So if you're watching, you're listening. Yes, I understand I got animated. But because I'm passionate about the shit, I think, we need to wake up to that. So that we need to take seriously. But what I'm saying is, like, there are so many people with the slightest things that don't fucking matter are making the biggest deals out of anything. And I'm not going to go into it. But sometimes all you need to do is chill the fuck out. And no, it's not the end of the world. Don't want to get into it to stir any trouble. But sometimes you need to take a step back and realize that it really doesn't matter. I'm being vague on purpose. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be this arduous. Not everything is the end of the fucking world. Good. I had 3 fortune cookies today, even though I didn't have Chinese. I lost one of the fortune cookies, or fortunes. It was in my pocket. I think it might be outside in the hallway. I got 2 here. They were really good. I wanted to read all 3 of them. So let's see which 2 I kept. All right. Yes. All right. This one. Yes. I forgot. The last one was good too, though. First one is seek new challenges. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can see that. I like that one. Seek new challenges. Come on. Seek new challenges, even if it's mentally. If you want to practice that shit, seek new challenges. Have some fun with life. And this is another one. This was perfect. This one is literally about your mind creating your circumstances. And circumstances don't matter. Your mind creating your reality. A new outlook will mean sunny skies ahead. See? Even, I think this was Panda Express. Panda Express. Thank you, Panda Express. We had Panda Express on month-end lunch. We ordered a bunch of Panda Express. And we had like 1 billion fortune cookies. And I decided I want to eat some fortune cookies because I want some fortunes. And I'm happy I did because that one right there is golden. If you know what to do with it. But anyway, folks, it's just me here. Like I said, if it's on YouTube, awesome. The video. If it's not, sorry. Timmy's coming back this week. I had fun talking about this. I love you guys. You guys have been awesome with your support. I always love hearing people who had gotten something from it or just enjoyed the conversation. And I love doing this. It's fun. I love having conversations with you guys that can come on the show. I love learning about your story. You're never too boring. Trust me, you're never too boring just because nobody knows who you are. First of all, nobody knows who you are. Go fuck yourself. Everyone knows who you are unless you're a hermit. The hell are you, a fucking crab? Like, seriously, you have a family, you have friends. Even if it's not that much, bro. People know who you are. You mean something to someone. So I want to hear your story. Anyway, people, I love you. Like I said, take what you will with this episode. If it resonates with you, cool. If it don't, cool. Let me know down below. Love you guys. I'll see you next week.